Hey everybody, I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd. Let's talk about tomato terminology. This is something I run into a lot when I'm talking to clients and I ask them, what kind of tomatoes do you want to grow? Their reply most often is, I want to grow one of those heirloom ones. And I have to stop and say, okay, what kind? Let's talk about this. Because there are more than 600 varieties of heirloom tomatoes. And that's not even counting the hybrid varieties that are available out there in the world. There are hundreds of those too. So let's talk about heirlooms. First of all, what does heirloom mean? An heirloom is a term that's goes across all kinds of different things, furniture, plants, etc. An heirloom is something that's been handed down from generation to generation. And when it comes to plants, it means it's open pollinated, meaning if you save the seeds from a tomato that is open pollinated and you grow it out, it's going to grow up to look pretty much just like its parents. And so that's how heirlooms have been saved from generation to generation. Now, when it comes to heirloom varieties, there are heirloom cherry tomatoes, heirloom paste tomatoes, heirloom saladette-sized tomatoes, and heirloom beefsteak tomatoes. Most of the time when people say heirloom, what they're talking about is one of those big beefy tomatoes that have colored shoulders or stripy, that kind of thing. And that's fine, because that's what vendors at markets and farmers markets and grocery stores will label them as. But the truth is, there are so many more options. So when you think about what kind of tomatoes you want to grow, start with how you use them. Do you like little cherry tomatoes to pop in your mouth or your kids' mouths all day long? Or do you like to slice them and put them on sandwiches? Or do you like to make sauce? Whether it's a cherry tomato, a plum paste tomato to make sauce with, or a saladette, or a slicing, or a beefsteak variety that you can chop up and use in cooking or serve raw on bread, in bruschetta, those are all options for you. Start with the type you want to grow, and then think about the color you want to grow, and from there you can do your research and find out which variety would be best suited for you. You can grow a different heirloom variety every single year for the rest of your life and never repeat. The options are that vast. Now, let's talk about growing heirloom varieties a little bit, because they aren't always as easy to grow as the Better Boy, Sun Golds, celebrity varieties that you're probably used to seeing in the nursery. Because heirloom varieties have been handed down from generation to generation, they're kind of inbred, right? So they haven't necessarily developed the resistance to certain diseases over time. Some of them have, because adaptability is part of the process of saving seeds and adapting them to your local environment. But sometimes their genetics are preserved in such a pure way that they end up staying kind of weak. Remember, diversity is key. So it's a good idea to have some of the newer open pollinated varieties that have been improved over time, as well as some heirloom varieties that you want to, grow in your garden. And maybe a hybrid or two if you've got diseases that you have to combat year after year. Either way, I hope that this video helps you feel more informed about your choices and all the different options you have available when choosing heirloom variety tomatoes for your garden this year. If you like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when our next video comes online. Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff we do here at Gardenerd. Check out our social media on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. And of course, check out my books, Grow Your Own Mini Fruit Garden, Gardening for Geeks, and my novel, Garden Variety. Happy gardening.